Muammar Gaddafi was born in the desert, a simple Bedouin tent, his first home. 1942, the year. Sirte, Libya, the place. His family, nomadic herders. They roamed the vast Sahara Desert. Life was harsh, resources scarce, education limited. But Gaddafi was a bright child. He yearned for knowledge. He attended a religious school. Later, he moved to the city. He studied history. He was captivated by the stories of great leaders. He admired Gamal Abdel Nasser, the Egyptian president who defied the West. Gaddafi's mind raced. He saw his own country, Libya, poor, exploited by foreign powers. He dreamed of a different future, a strong, independent Libya, a nation that controlled its own destiny. These dreams would shape his life. They would propel him to power, and they would ultimately lead to his downfall. The year was 1969. Libya, a monarchy, a nation on the brink of transformation. King Idris, old and out of touch. The people, restless, they craved change. The winds of revolution were in the air. Gaddafi, a young army officer, saw an opportunity. He was ambitious, driven by a vision for a new Libya. He gathered a group of like-minded soldiers, men who shared his dream of a liberated Libya. They called themselves the Free Officers Movement, a clandestine group with a singular mission. Their goal to overthrow the monarchy, to bring about a new era of governance. On September 1st, 1969, Gaddafi made his move. The coup was meticulously planned. It was a swift and bloodless coup. King Idris overthrown, the monarchy abolished. Libya declared a republic. The old order was dismantled. At the age of 27, Muammar Gaddafi became the de facto leader of Libya, a young man with immense power. There was jubilation in the streets. The people celebrated the dawn of a new era. People cheered Gaddafi as their savior. They believed in his vision for a better future. He promised them a new era, an era free from the shackles of the past, an era of prosperity, unity, and Arab nationalism, a vision that resonated deeply with the Libyan people. Gaddafi wasted no time in consolidating his power. He moved swiftly to reshape the nation's political landscape. He dissolved the old government. The institutions of the monarchy were dismantled. He established the Revolutionary Command Council, a new governing body to lead the nation. It became the supreme governing body of Libya. Gaddafi was its chairman. The council was the embodiment of his revolutionary ideals. He was now the undisputed leader of the country. His vision for Libya was now a reality, and the nation looked to him for guidance and leadership. Gaddafi, a man of contradictions, a revolutionary, a visionary, a dictator, he sought to reshape Libya, to create a new society based on his own ideology. This ideology outlined in a book, The Green Book, Gaddafi's political manifesto, The Green Book, a curious mix. Socialist ideals, Islamic principles, anti-Western rhetoric, Gaddafi's solution to the world's problems. He called it the Third Universal Theory, an alternative to capitalism and communism. Gaddafi's vision for Libya was ambitious. He wanted to create a classless society where everyone was equal. He nationalized industries, he redistributed wealth, he provided free education and healthcare, he empowered women. He aimed to create a utopia, but his methods were often authoritarian. Dissent was not tolerated. Section 4. Oil wealth and development transforming Libya's economy and infrastructure. Libya, blessed with vast oil reserves. But under King Idris, the wealth was unevenly distributed. Gaddafi vowed to change that. He nationalized the oil industry. He used the oil revenues to fund his ambitious development plans. Gaddafi invested heavily in infrastructure. He built roads, airports, and hospitals. He launched the Great Man-Made River Project, a massive undertaking to bring water from the desert to the coastal cities. This project was a testament to Gaddafi's ambition. Under Gaddafi's rule, Libya's economy grew, the standard of living improved, poverty and illiteracy rates declined, Libyans enjoyed free education and healthcare, housing was subsidized. Gaddafi's policies were popular among many Libyans. They saw him as their benefactor, the man who had brought them prosperity. Section 5. The social architect: healthcare, education, and the empowerment of women. Gaddafi was a staunch advocate for social development. He envisioned a Libya where every citizen had access to essential services and opportunities. He believed in investing in human capital, seeing it as the cornerstone of national progress. His policies were aimed at uplifting the standard of living for all Libyans. He saw it as key to Libya's progress. By focusing on education and healthcare, he aimed to create a well-rounded, capable and healthy population. He implemented policies to improve healthcare, education and the status of women. These policies were revolutionary for their time and had a lasting impact on Libyan society. Gaddafi made education free and compulsory. This was a significant step towards ensuring that every child, regardless of their background, had the opportunity to learn and grow. He built schools and universities across the country, making education accessible to all. This infrastructure development was crucial in bridging the educational gap. He encouraged Libyans to pursue higher education, both within the country and abroad. Scholarships and grants were provided to support students in their academic endeavors. He believed that an educated population was essential for development. Gaddafi also prioritized healthcare, understanding that a healthy nation is a productive nation. He made it free and accessible to all Libyans. This policy ensured that no one was left behind when it came to receiving medical care. He built hospitals and clinics, equipping them with modern facilities and trained staff. This was part of his broader vision to improve the quality of life for all Libyans. He invited foreign doctors to work in Libya, bringing in expertise and knowledge that helped elevate the standards of healthcare in the country. As a result, life expectancy increased. Infant mortality rates declined, showcasing the effectiveness of his healthcare policies. Gaddafi was a strong supporter of women's rights. He believed that empowering women was essential for the overall development of society. He believed in gender equality and worked towards creating an environment where women could thrive. He granted women the right to vote and to hold public office, ensuring their voices were heard in the political arena. He encouraged their participation in the workforce, breaking traditional barriers and opening up new opportunities for women. He established the all-female Amazonian Guard, tasked with his personal protection. This was a symbolic move, highlighting his commitment to gender equality and the empowerment of women. Section 6. A thorn in the West's side, Gaddafi's anti-imperialist stance and international relations. Gaddafi was a vocal critic of the West. His speeches often echoed with strong anti-imperialist sentiments, resonating deeply with those who felt oppressed by Western powers. He denounced Western imperialism and neo-colonialism, accusing them of exploiting the resources and people of the Arab world for their own gain. He saw them as the root of many problems in the Arab world. He supported liberation movements, believing that true independence could only be achieved by breaking free from Western influence. He provided financial assistance to groups deemed terrorist organizations by the West. This included various liberation movements and revolutionary groups across the globe. Gaddafi's relationship with the West was tumultuous. His confrontational stance often led to heated diplomatic exchanges and strained relations. He nationalized foreign oil companies operating in Libya. This move was seen as a direct challenge to Western economic interests and angered many Western governments. He supported the Palestinian cause, viewing their struggle as part of the broader fight against Western imperialism. He condemned the US invasion of Iraq, calling it an act of aggression and a violation of international law. Gaddafi's foreign policy was often unpredictable. He would make sudden and unexpected moves that left global leaders scrambling to respond. He forged alliances with various countries, often seeking out those who shared his anti-imperialist views or who were similarly ostracized by the West. Some considered him a maverick, a leader who dared to defy the status quo. Others saw him as a loose cannon, whose unpredictable actions could lead to instability. He played a significant role in African politics. He championed Pan-Africanism, advocating for greater unity and cooperation among African nations. He provided aid to African nations, often positioning himself as a benefactor and a leader of the continent. Gaddafi's actions made him a polarizing figure. While some admired his defiance against Western powers, others criticized his methods and alliances. He was admired by some for his anti-imperialist stance, which they saw as a courageous stand against He was condemned by others for his support of terrorism and his authoritarian rule, which they believed undermined his legitimacy. His relationship with the West would deteriorate further in the years to come, leading to increased isolation and conflict. Despite the controversies, Gaddafi's influence on global politics was undeniable. His speeches at international forums often drew attention and sparked debate. Gaddafi's legacy remains complex. While he's remembered for his